Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today it is that time of the month, guys. We are starting to get the spoilers for the upcoming chapter of the Dragon Ball Super manga, Dragon Ball Super Chapter 77. So before we get into it, as always guys, that's your warning. This video will contain spoilers, even though this was put up on the official Dragon Ball website. So this is information that Japan does want out there. There is still, there's your warning. So last chance, if you do not want any spoilers whatsoever, that was your chance to click out the video. So if you're still here, I'm going to assume you're either okay with spoilers or you've already seen them and you want to hear my thoughts on them. So with that being said, let's get to the actual spoilers. So like I said, this was posted on the official Dragon Ball website, and we get the storyboards as always for the upcoming chapter of the Dragon Ball Super manga. So let's go ahead and take a look at them, shall we? Now, I've already done a video earlier where we got another draft page for the upcoming chapter, and it seems like we were going to be getting a flashback. Well, the storyboards tell us that the chapter is going to open with a flashback, because you can see that's the first page right there. As always, we get the first 7 or 8 pages put on the Dragon Ball website for us to discuss, and then later on we start to get the actual chapter, and then of course people do share them with us, which I do cover here on the channel. So if you want information on that, just remember to subscribe and hit the like button to support, especially if you're new here. So we open up, like I said, with the flashback, and we can see Planet Cereal before it was taken over. We can see a Namekian here. I don't know if this is Monaito or if it's someone else. We'll have to wait to see, because we do see other Namekians. So you can see everything's fine, nothing wrong, everything's okay. And then of course we see the full moon, and I do like this shot right here, how it shows you him looking at the moon, and then it cuts closer, and then you can see the Frieza Force showing up, and then of course you can see them landing. And I'm really interested to see how they're going to animate this when the anime does indeed come back, because let's face it, it is going to come back. And yeah, you can see the Saiyan ships landing. We've seen these before, and then of course we see the Great Apes because it is a full moon, and that's when the attack begins. And yeah, you can see. Oh, by the way, this is very interesting. This is a nice nod to the Bardock TV special. If you remember this guy, the guy with the horns that Bardock fought, he was a part of the group that attacked Bardock's team, and killed them along with Dodoria. I'm pretty sure you remember him. If you don't, watch the TV special and you'll see what I mean. I think this guy was also, although that other guy, his head was a bit longer. He looked a lot like Kui, the one who tried to fight Vegeta on Namek. So yeah, you can see the invasion. You can see they're attacking, and it's not just the Saiyans. It's members of Frieza's force, and they're just destroying them. By the way, this looks pretty damn brutal. So you can see Monaito manages to make it there. This is, again, goddamn, this is actually pretty damn brutal. I wonder if the anime is really gonna show this. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do here. And you can see this, I'm guessing, is the Namekian Elder. He's trusting him with the Dragon Ball, just like how Guru trusted. Oh God, what was his name? That other Namekian to. We've seen him. He's the one who cared for Dende when we first got to Namek, and we saw Frieza attacking the village. God, why am I forgetting his name? But you know who I'm talking about, if you remember the scene that I'm talking about. So you can see they're attacking. It's useless. Just throws a piece of the building. I don't know if this is Bardock or if it's someone else. We don't know. You can see there's someone else hanging on top of the building, like King Kong. Okay, so this looks a lot like the armor that Bardock wore when we saw him in the Broly movie and during the prologue. And yeah, I think that's him, because you can see the scar right there. And since it is the same armor, I'm gonna guess, yeah, that is him. He notices Monaito running away. I'm guessing that's when he follows him and he finds him in the church, and that's when he helps Monaito, Granolah, and his mom. So yeah, those are that's the storyboards. Now we'll get to the translations in a bit, but let's go ahead and read this for a second. The truth behind the horrific event that stained Granola's heart with the color of revenge awaits. You'll be able to read the rest of the chapter in V-Jump's supersized December edition. Be sure to grab a copy when it hits shelves later this month. By the way, you'll still be able to read the actual chapter on the Shonen Jump app that you can download either on iPhone or if you have iOS or Android, or you can just go to their website and you can read it. But I read it on the app, so you don't have to wait till December. I'm guessing it's going to be on the on VJump. It's going to be on a special magazine that's going to be released in December, and you'll be able to read it. So I should have grabbed a copy on his shelves later this month, which, okay, well, that's neither here nor there. So let's go ahead and get to the translations, shall we? Now, of course, the translations come to us from Herms. So he says, the roughs are out for DBS Chapter 77, Bardock, the father of Goku. Now, this, I'm sure a lot of people are going to point out, is the same name as the special. Actually, that's not the case. It was just in the English dub, they changed it to Bardock, the father of Goku. From what I remember, the actual Japanese title was actually a lot longer, which is pretty normal for Japan. You know that they like to give titles, like really long titles to to certain stories. I mean, that's just par for the course when it comes to Japan. So next he says, there weren't many Cerealians or Namekians to begin with, so they're quickly wiped out without offering much resistance. Monaito is entrusted with the planet's Dragon Balls, just like we saw, and becomes the last surviving Namekian. On this planet, he's not the last surviving Namekian on the universe. He runs off but is spotted by a great ape with a familiar scar. And that's it for now. Looks like this confirms 40 years is the time when the Saints began their attack on planet Cereal, so the mentions of 50 years ago are either an error or characters rounding way up. Oh yeah, and these are the first 3 pages already summarized above. So here's the thing. When it comes to the whole 40 years, honestly, 40 years would make sense because, excuse me, it was confirmed that Granolah is 50 years old, and we were shown that Granolah was pretty young when he was with his mom, and the church was attacked when they were there. We got to see a flashback of that all the way back near the beginning of the arc, when we saw Granolah when he went to sleep and then had that dream of what happened in the past, and then he remembers seeing the great ape, and that's where we saw Bardock for the first time, because we thought it was him from the scar, and now it's basically being confirmed that it is him, because back then people only speculated, but now it's kind of confirmed that it is Bardock. So 40 years would make sense because Granolah would kind of looked 10 back then, so 40 years would make sense. And that means that Granolah would be at the very least 10 years older than Goku, because a lot of people have been speculating that this is happening right before the events of the Broly movie, where Bardock was on his way and he said he had a bit of a bad hunch as to why Frieza was calling them all back. And that's when the events of the movie happened. Again, we don't know if that's indeed the case, but it would kind of make sense because Goku would technically be in his 40s by now. So if because at that point Goku was still a child and Granolah was already 10, if Goku's in his 40s and Granolah would be 50, it would make sense, again, time-wise. I could be completely off. Anyway, let me know, guys, your thoughts in the comment section down below. What did you think of what we saw? Leave a comment letting me know what your predictions for the chapter are going to be. Do you think this is going to convince Granolah to maybe stop, or do you think he's going to be the guy who says, okay, well, one Saiyan's actions doesn't really change what a lot of them did? And do you think it's going to be revealed that Bardock is actually Goku's father? But I don't know how anyone could reveal that, because how would anyone know? I mean, Vegeta was off planet when, again, if what we're speculating is true, and this is taking place right before the events of the Broly movie, Vegeta would have been off planet. So unless he somehow heard about Bardock while he was still on planet Vegeta, and he wouldn't know that Bardock was Goku's father, because I don't think he even, because it was stated that Vegeta didn't even know who Goku was, because remember that back in the Saiyan arc, he knew that Raditz had a brother, but I don't think he ever knew it was technically, he didn't really know about Goku. I don't know, to me, it's just when I think about it, it wouldn't really make sense for Vegeta to know who he is. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Like I said, what do you think is going to happen in the chapters? Do you think this is going to cause Granolah to stop? Do you think that, or it's gonna just, it's he's still gonna try to go forward with the with trying to kill Goku and Vegeta, thinking that one Saiyan's actions isn't gonna change anything, or whatever your predictions are for this chapter? Thank you so much for watching up until the end. See you for when the chapter summary comes out, of course, and we get more panels. As always, I will be covering them here on this chapter. Bye for now.